Hello, dears, how are you? Every person you talk to or even look into our own mind and think whether I do have certain problems in my life. Plenty of the problems will appear. Some of these problems are managed problems. Another some of these desperately needs management, well and better management. Some of these problems are complicated enough, difficult enough, and it seems that neither the solution of these nor even the management is that easy. It seems complicated and difficult. Today, we are going to talk about these problems which are not so easy to solve at all. And there are certain research based help items which are going to be provided here, which are going to be used as a tool, and by using those tools we can navigate the problems, even the complicated ones, in a better way. So let's talk about certain things which can be used as a problem solving tool. And one such thing is that define the problem as clearly as it is possible. Please remember one thing while during all of that talk, and it is that not to involve your emotions at all, not to involve your biases or prejudices at all, because unless and until we become unemotional, unless and until we become unbiased, things are not going to get better at all. So, my dear friends and fellows, the first thing is to define the problem as clearly as it is possible. And the second thing next to very that is break down, divide, divide the problem, break it down, make the certain segments of it or certain parts of it, certain aspects of it, so that it could be conquered one item, one aspect, one segment at a time. Dividing it, breaking it down into several parts. The third thing which is very important and one of the very effective tools, all of these are very effective tools indeed. None of these is ineffective tool at all. And it is called brainstorming. It is called brainstorming. The brainstorming can be done individually as well as in a group, and both of these has its own significance. Brainstorming being done at the individual level, and of course brainstorming done in a group. One brainstorming is that how to move forward and what are the things which will be of great help. There is another type of brainstorming that is called reverse brainstorming. And the reverse brainstorming says how to make it even more worse and worse and worse. It will be of help as well. All the three types of it is the individual brainstorming as well as doing it in a group. doing it the brainstorming for the forward movement as well as the reverse brainstorming. Now, the fifth tool is called SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis is about oneself, the problem, the person who is suffering. It is what are my strengths. SWOT is an abbreviation of four letters SWOT. S stands for my strengths. Anybody's strengths. What are my strengths? W stands for what are my weaknesses? O stands for what are the opportunities because of my strengths. And T stands for what are the threats because of my weaknesses. So that is another tool which is called SWOT analysis. Then the sixth tool is identify underlying causes. Identification of what? Identification of underlying problems, underlying causes. So that is another tool. The seventh tool is different perspectives. This is my perspective. That is your perspective. And include the perspective of as many people as it is possible. It is the so that different perspectives could be gathered. These perspectives will actually sometimes it does tell us it is not a problem at all. Sometimes the different perspective says that whatever is considered as a bane is actually a boon. It is in fact a blessing in disguise. So for that reason, it is another very effective tool which is called different perspectives. Now the eighth tool is ask questions. Asking questions from every angle. That is another form of brainstorming as well. Ask questions. The ninth tool for the solution of the complicated problems is evaluate evidence. Whatever type of evidence does appear presented by somebody, seen by you, it must be evaluated and not blindly accepted at all, or not blindly rejected at all. So, evaluate the evidence. Now, the 10th tool is avoid assumptions. Avoiding assumption. Do not presume something at all. Assumptions actually are one of the biggest misleading items. Do not follow your do not assume. Avoid assumptions. And now the last effective tool for the solution of complicated problems is consider alternatives. Consider alternatives. The more alternative you do have in your pocket, it is like the more cards you have to play, the more routes which you can which can take you to your destination, to the solution of the problem. So all these tools are 10 tools are very effective indeed. Now there are certain key elements out of all that, certain key tools are, let's talk about the summary of all we have talked about. The one is define the problem as clearly as possible. Secondly, gather relevant informations. Third is analyze data objectively, analyze the evidence objectively. Now, the fourth key tool is generate creative solutions. Generating creative solutions, even the unconventional solutions, generating just to the level or point of generating it, conceiving it, putting it on the paper, and then it is the evaluating the options as clearly as better as you can. Evaluate each of the option by writing the plus, minus, and interesting of each option. What is the plus, minus, and interesting? Plus, minus, the plus mean whatever is the merit or strength of that particular option, whatever is the demerit or the weakness of that particular option, whatever is something interesting, although interesting mean that it is relevant, and neither I can at the moment say call it positive, nor I can at the moment call it negative. It is just relevant. So these are the tools, the effective tools and the key tools for the solution of complicated problems in our lives. So that is all from me today. Thank you very much.